Hello everyone, welcome to my last reading of The Romantic Disaster. So today we're going to be finishing the story. It went by that fast, can you believe it? Alright, so we're reading chapters 19 through 21. Let's get started. Chapter 19, The Sour Solution. I'm asking out James, said Reyna. It had taken Reyna about 5 seconds to decide that she was going to try to make Charlie jealous. Wait, but Liana started. No buts, I'm going to make Charlie jealous, said Reyna, standing up. Liana stood up. Reyna, you aren't bad. You wouldn't do that. I'm not doing anything bad, said Reyna. I mean, if Charlie's jealous, it's not my fault, is it? He's the one who dated that other girl. But you're lying to James, said Liana. I'm not lying to him. I'm going out with him, just like he wanted. I'm not in love with him. Sorry, let me redo that paragraph. I'm not lying to him. I'm going out with him, just like he wanted. I'm just not in love with him. But that's not lying. Liana looked away. She obviously was not very happy with Reyna's decision. You either support me or leave me alone, said Reyna, and she walked away. She found James sitting in a pool chair. James looked up at her. You're going out with me, she said. You'd better be grateful for this. James stood up, smiling. Okay, great. You want to go on a date sometime? Yes, I'll tell you when, said Reyna. What's your number again? I deleted it from my phone. James gave Reyna his number, and Reyna thanked him and left. Reyna went over to Charlie. The girl he was with had just walked away. Hey, Charlie, she said. I have an idea for a place where you could work. Yeah, said Charlie. And where might that be? Le Bistro des Gourmets. Charlie burst out laughing. You think I'd do well working there? Reyna shrugged. I'd like to see how you do. I bet you wouldn't last a day working there. Well, I'm going to prove you wrong, he said with a grin. Of course you are, she said, trying to act casual. Well, see you. Can't wait to win our bet. She smiled and walked away. Chapter 20, The Sorrowful Reaction. When the Anderson siblings got home, Reyna pulled Adriana and May into her room. Girls, I need you to help me pick out a good outfit for tomorrow, she said. What are you doing tomorrow? Adriana asked. I'm going out to dinner with James at Le Bistro des Gourmets. Ooh, you're going out with James? May asked. You realize that he's the one for you? No, Charlie's going to try working there, so I'm using James to make Charlie jealous. The twins stared at Reyna for a moment, then made a rush for the door. No! Reyna yelled, and grabbed the back of their cover-ups and pulled them back. Look, we don't want to be a part of this, said Adriana. What you're doing is so wrong. Please, said Reyna. I'm your sister. Don't you want me to be happy? I guess, they grumbled. Well, then help me pick a dress, she said. Okay, so, do you want to wear something to impress James or Charlie? May asked. Adriana turned to May and rolled her eyes. Duh, isn't it obvious? To impress James, Adriana said. So to impress Charlie? May asked. Correct. I knew it, Adriana shouted. I was talking to May. Whatever. Anyways, you should put on something Charlie likes. No sparkles for sure. How about this one? May asked as she pointed to a dress. It was a short lavender no-sleeve dress with a belt of shining pearls. Next to the dress was a bag with a silver necklace and a matching bracelet and earrings. I haven't worn that in a while. I'll go try it on to see if it still fits, Reyna said. Don't forget the jewelry, Adriana called out as Reyna walked into her closet. May's mouth hung open wide as Reyna walked back into the room. May's mouth hung open wide as Reyna walked back inside the room. Oh my goodness, she said. Okay, so is it pretty in a way so that Charlie will think I'm trying to impress James, but also pretty enough to impress Charlie? Reyna asked. Pretty is an understatement, said Adriana. It's perfect in every way. It's beautiful. Perfect, said Reyna, smiling. Tomorrow's going to be a blast. Chapter 21, The Fake Date. Reyna met James outside Le Bistro des Gourmets. He was wearing a tuxedo, and as much as she hated to admit it, she couldn't help thinking about how handsome he looked. She knew right then that pretending she was in love with James wouldn't be hard at all. Hi, James, she said, smiling as she met up with him. She linked her arm through his. "Let's go in." The guy who took the reservations there led them to their tables when they went inside. Before he left, Reyna said, "Excuse me, I'd like to request a waiter. His name is Charlie. He's new here." "All right, I'll see what I can do for you," the guy said, and he left. "Who's Charlie?" James asked as they sat down in their seats next to each other. "Just a friend of mine," said Reyna, smiling sweetly. After a few minutes, Charlie came over to their table. "Reyna," he said when he saw her. He smiled, but it looked forced. I thought you didn't have a boyfriend." "Oh, I didn't, but I made up with my ex, and here we are," she said, smiling and holding James's hand. "Ah," said Charlie. He didn't look happy at all, and Reyna was starting to feel pleased with herself. "Well, would you two like any drinks?" Ooh, James, remember how we would both always get orange Fanta no matter where we went? Like, we went to the water park and bought orange Fanta. We went to that beach party and got orange Fanta. Whenever we had romantic dinners, we would get orange Fanta. Reyna laughed. "Like a symbol of our relationship. We should definitely get it again." "Right," said James, smiling. "2 orange Fantas, please." Charlie wrote that down, looking angry. He looked up and said, "Right, well, look at the menu, decide what food you want, and I'll be back." Then he left. The two of them looked at the menu to decide what they wanted. After a while of trying to decide, Reyna said, "I think I'll go for the..." Sorry, I can't pronounce it, it's French, but she says something in French. James stared at her. Reyna shrugged. "I know French, and since this is a French restaurant, I just had to say it." She grinned. "Here's what I said in English. Chicken strips with espelette pepper, vegetable pilau parcels." "I think I'll get that too," said James. When Reyna saw Charlie coming back, Reyna turned to James and said, "You know, you look very handsome in that tuxedo." She put a hand on his chest and pretended to look at him in a loving way. Charlie cleared his throat loudly. Reyna turned and said, "Oh, I didn't realize you were there." "What do you want to order?" he demanded. Reyna told him what she wanted. "Right," said Charlie grumpily, writing down what she wanted. Suddenly, the girl that Reyna saw Charlie with at the pool party came over to them. "Hey, Charlie," she said, smiling sweetly at Charlie. "I just wanted to see how you were doing on your first day." "Oh, you don't look very happy," she said, laughing. "I'm going to quit after today," said Charlie. "Yeah, this definitely doesn't seem like your thing," she said. "I should probably go now. I see you're busy taking orders right now. I'll see you at home." Reyna choked on her Fanta. "You guys live together?" "You know her?" asked Charlie. "No, but I saw you guys together at the pool party." Oh, well, yeah, we live together. She's my sister." A hysterical laugh slipped from Rena's lips. So I did all this." She gestured at her outfit. "For nothing? For no reason?" "What?" asked James. "I wanted to make you jealous, Charlie. I thought she was your girlfriend." There was a look of shock on Charlie's face. Then it changed to anger. "Reyna, will you really stoop that low?" he asked. Reyna gestured to herself and James. "Yeah, I would." "But your poor ex-boyfriend," Charlie exclaimed. "This may seem simple to you, but you're hurting someone." "Yeah," said James, who had gotten up from his seat and was now glaring at Reyna. "You know what? I'm glad I dumped you." And as easy as that, James walked out of the restaurant. Charlie shook his head in disbelief. "You know, maybe I was wrong about you," he said to Reyna. "And it's funny, because I was actually starting to really like you." Reyna got up. "Charlie, I don't want to hear it," he said. "I don't care how cute you look in that outfit. I care about what's on the inside. And really, I don't think you have what I'm looking for." Charlie turned and walked towards the door. Charlie's sister followed him, and as they left, the last thing Reyna heard was Charlie's sister saying, "I don't think you can just walk out on your job like that." Reyna was left there alone. She felt miserable. Charlie was so right. Did he really think it was okay what she was doing? Charlie was so right. Did she really think it was okay what she was doing? She hadn't even gotten anything out of it. She was left alone with no boyfriend. though she probably deserved it. She went home feeling downhearted. When she parked in the garage, she remembered that she was supposed to get the mail that day. She went to the mailbox and took the mail inside. She put the mail on the kitchen counter and rummaged through it to see if there was anything interesting. Then she saw a letter from Sunnyvale School addressed to her and Lucas. She opened it up. Dear Reyna and Lucas Anderson, this year we will have some new students joining our college. Not very many, but some. I trust you two very much, so I was hoping you would both be tour guides for some of the new students and would help them with anything they need. You will only be tour guides for some of the new students, and the other new students will be handled by others. Lucas, you will be a tour guide for Aria Jones, Maya Wilson, Oliver Williams, Noah Taylor, Leo Brown, Isla Carr, Ruby Adams, George Appleton, Harper Dixon, and William Peterson. Reyna, you will be a tour guide to Amaya Ross, Olivia Rose, Nicole Shepard, Sophie Evans, Levi Shirley, Daniel Cooper, Ariana Schumacher, Mason Carter, Skyla Young, and Reyna inhaled sharply as she read the last name on the list. Charlie Smith. Reyna sighed. It was going to be a long year. Okay, guys, so that's the end of the story, but we have some credits too, so let me just read those really quick. Credits to Teen Wolf for the idea of a guy falling in love with a beautiful but mean girl, then realizing that the one he truly loved was the average girl that was with him all along. Credits to She's the Man for the idea of a girl making her crush jealous. Credits to H2O Just Add Water for the idea of a girl thinking that her crush's sister was his girlfriend and getting worked up because of it. Okay, so alright, so if any of you want to read this story, just email me at mergirlplaysgames@gmail.com, and just email me and tell me that you want to read this story, and I'll send you the slides. I hope you enjoyed the story, guys, and share this with your friends. I have a playlist. I think you might know that, so you can just send your friends the playlist, and they can enjoy it too. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed this. So, yeah, okay, bye!